How better than Toots?
Getting there.
This being Toots.
It was different, right? Like when I would fart, it didn't smell like my farts.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten used to it now, though.
And then you look at yourself in the mirror. You go, who am I?
Yeah.
So speaking of farts.
Uh-oh.
This is the story.
I was like, should I tell this on the podcast? People already know so much about me. I don't give a fuck. I got a hemorrhoid last weekend.
Oh, welcome to the club. Congratulations.
That's a big moment in a young woman's life.
Listen,
Congratulations.
Have you guys had hemorrhoids before?
Oh.
Explain to me what a
Twice.
hemorrhoid
No way.
is.
That's
Hemorrhoid
gross.
is basically on your anus
Okay.
when you either strain too much or something happens where a lot of blood is being pushed in that area.
Okay.
It basically, some of the lining fills with blood and it creates like a little sac on your anus.
Okay.
Am I explaining that
Yeah.
right?
And so, like, imagine if you are wiping and you feel like a bump.
Okay.
It's just like a bloody, inflamed
Sac.
bump inside of your butthole.
I might get those then.
You might. I mean, if you do a lot of weightlifting.
Does it hurt sometimes when you sit down? Like on your butthole?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you get hemorrhoids.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever look? Do you ever look? I mean, that's an easy way to tell.
Not a while, because like I started getting really sad looking at my own butthole because I realized like the act of doing it, how ridiculous it was, but then also how ugly it was.
You got it.
How are you looking at your butthole?
You got to look at your butthole.
Because what you explained, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel right, and I look at it, and it's just like the hairy eye of Sauron.
I feel. What planet have you been on? Like, what do you explain? This hemorrhoid? I feel like I have had this experience.
Well, the reason I haven't
What
looked it up is
is
because
it?
if
thought
I
it
ever
was
get
butt cancer?
those, I always
think
thought it
it's-
was anal fissures. But
Oh.
I don't want to cut off your story.
No, I mean there's nothing much to it, but I think how I got it was I'm with a new trainer now, and she was having me do a lot of exercises I've never done before, which were very like strenuous.
Uh-huh.
And I think maybe I strained too hard at one point and just went, and it just went, hello, I'm here. Because like the whole rest of the day I was just like uncomfortable
Yeah,
sitting. I
like
was
when you, it's like,
Yeah.
or
feels
when
like
you
I need
walk,
to take
it
a
feels weird.
shit.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, maybe I haven't had those then.
Here,
You can,
this isn't an actual picture. This is an illustration,
illustration.
showing what happens to your butthole. Does that?
Okay, no, I don't think I've had those then.
Okay.
See that?
So like I had these things called anal fissures when I was a kid because I'd just wipe my ass because I was I guess I'm slightly OCD, so I would like wipe until it was clean, and it would cause bleeding and shit, bleeding and shit. And have I told the story where I had to go to the doctor?
It doesn't sound familiar.
I think you might have, but continue.
Well, long story short, I went to the doctor's office, and then this guy said, "Pull on your pants," and they said, "Don't be nervous. I see this. I see little boys do this a lot, or something like that." And I was like, "Oh God!"
You definitely.
So then I got on the table, and they had to. You're the doctor, and then he stuck a flaming hot rod in my ass, and then he seared it shut, and it smelled like bacon in the room.
Bacon?
Did you go eat afterwards?
Nah, I lost my appetite.
Do you still eat bacon to this day and are reminded of your own asshole?
Burning?
No, I don't eat a lot of bacon.
Okay.
I can just picture like a little tiny fisherman when you say anal fissure. That's all I can see is like.
Yeah, that's when you get a lot of blood in there.
Turn over. We gotta fish this beehole. Come on now.
Fish this meal.
So, did it go away, Barbara?
It's in the process. So I looked it up and it's just like, oh, these could like, if you take care of it in a certain way, like take a lot of baths, use this cream, all this stuff, it should go away like 7 to 10 days at least. Like it usually will take a couple weeks to go away, but it's slowly going away, but it's still like the most inconvenient, uncomfortable thing in the fucking world.
You have a lot to look forward to though, because at some point when you're younger, you like constrain and do them, but then when you're older, that shit just happens to you on some random Thursday. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I also heard that once you get a hemorrhoid, you're more prone to get hemorrhoids in the future, which is great. So once you pop, you can't stop, kids.
Yeah.